forms of assessment typically used with early careers. And as you can imagine, there are a number of layers of assessment that are typically used at this level. But the method, the approach, and the applicability really varies depending on the stage we're looking at. As a general rule, the very initial stages of the recruitment process, particularly for early careers, are going to be very light touch. It'll start with an application form, something like that. Maybe with some qualifying questions to help ensure that anyone that passes to the next stage at least has the minimum requirements for the role. Then, once we know that we have viable candidates, we increase the ask a little bit. Usually, this would mean ability tests, cognitive assessments, aptitude tests, something like that. They're convenient because they don't take very long. They can be done from home at more or less any location at any time on more or less any device. It's not a huge ask, but it does allow you to get from 10,000 applicants down to 1,000. It's very scalable, very quick, very convenient for all the parties involved. Once we know the candidate has succeeded at the next stage, again, the ask becomes greater. Then we're looking at something like a video interview at a specific time. Again, that represents a bigger commitment compared to doing an assessment at any particular time that is convenient. Now it's a telephone or video interview at a specific time with usually the HR team. They succeed at that. What next? Then the ask again becomes bigger. Then it's face-to-face interview, traveling to a specific location. A much, much bigger ask, a huge time commitment compared to what came before. At an extreme, that may even be an assessment center, which could be a day or two full of assessments, multiple rounds of exercises and interviews and case study exercises, group exercises, a very, very big ask. Something you can only reasonably expect from someone right at the end of the process where there's a very realistic chance of being offered the job. Like if you did that for every candidate that applied, for example, almost no one would show up because why invest the time and effort if they've got a 0.3% chance of succeeding? Every stage, ask just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Because that positive affirmation from the candidate, they know, okay, I've succeeded in the previous stages, therefore I'm likely to succeed at the next one. This isn't going to be a waste of my time. You can't ask too much from them to begin with. You have to adapt the assessment methodology to the volume of the candidates and the stages that they're at.